What's going on, everyone? It's Corey and Jack here from the Breakevens, giving you another podcast. Jack, do you want to say hello to the folks?
Hello.
All right. Firstly, I want to apologize. There was no video or audio of the podcast last week because I completely lost my voice and it was physically impossible to do it. So, what we did instead, if you did not know, over on our Twitter, we did a massive thread which had all the information in there. So, um, if you saw that, awesome. If you did not, and you're wondering where have you been, I apologize for that. Secondly, I also need to apologize. I was a bad boy. Jack did all of his round 11 game reviews. I unfortunately wasn't able to do mine. So big ups to you, Jack. But again, I apologize for that. It'll be back to normal this week. Um, I think that's all the apologies I really have to speak 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 about. So let's get into the social. So you can find us on Twitter at Breakevens Pod. 450 followers over there, Jack. So we're 50 away from the 500 we are looking for by season's end. So make sure you go over there, give us a follow on YouTube at the Break Evens. You'll see our logo there. 123 subs there on the road to 200. So make sure you click that subscribe button. We're on Facebook. Search the Break Evens. And you'll find our page there, and we post all of our links, all the information and stuff all over there. So if you're on Facebook, give us a follow and a like and keep up to everything there. And finally, Jack, we are on Twitch. We had our first stream on Sunday night. Thank you to those who jumped in. So basically, we're just doing Twitch streams every Tuesday nights and Sunday nights. And it'll just be a whole range of sport games. So at the moment, we're playing FIFA Pro Clubs. So make sure you go search the Break Evens. You'll find again our logo there. Give us a follow and turn notifications on so you know when we go live. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. Um, all right, let's get into the project. So, how did you go for round 11?
So, again, thought it was a decent week, but sort of red arrow. So I scored 2,255. Went down 54 ranks.
Unlucky.
Bloody stiff. Obviously had Zeeble 71, everyone had, and Sheasel scored around the same with 79, which wasn't great. But these mid-priced guys I'm going for haven't fucking produced yet. Will Power with a 63, Baker with a 76, which he was on like 30 at three quarter time, so he did well to get that. um, can't remember who my captain was. It's not a good
uh,
look. It might have been Merritt.
yep. That
I think it was
that
Merritt,
that
and
sounds right because I'm pretty sure we had the same.
at 110. 110 is a good score, but when you got like the likes of Tim Taranto with 147, you're there thinking, why didn't I do that?
Yep.
Um, Another pickup of mine who hasn't performed, Noah Anderson had 92 and he was on like 90 at three quarter time. So I don't know what happened in the last quarter, but he didn't appear.
Uh, he, he he
Um,
he got plenty of it, but he just wasted it. So the points he was gaining, he was losing instantly.
um, Humphrey's been a success story. Might have to keep
28
him for the
point
whole season.
28 point goal though.
Might need to keep Humphrey for the whole season. He's doing better than me whole defense. Um, Trades this week, I've gone Davy Jr. and Ollie Holland's out. About time I got rid of Holland. I finally could. And I've brought in Eddie Ford, and I've done some tomfoolery, pushed Dawson into the midfield and got Jordan Ridley. Um,
Nice.
420k is around where I was looking for a player, and midfielders there's no one. So I was, do I go forward and get someone, or do I look? I looked at forward and defense, and Ridley at 428. Very underpriced, especially he's averaging 88 as it is. And I was did a
Yes.
big 130 on the weekend. So hopefully this other risky pick can actually pull off. Um, Vice captain and captain this week. I've got the vice on Nick Dacos. I believe he's Saturday Arvo, and then my captain. It's very risky as there's no history, but I've gone Tim Taranto, just feeling against his old team he's gonna run through him.
Nice, nice.
I just have that feeling with it being against his old team, he might have feel like he has something to prove, and he might do what he did against Port. Probably not the 4 goals won, but like have a
One goal
dominant
four.
display in the midfield.
Yep, nice, nice. Um, I've done something similar, as in I've done two trades because obviously it's the buy round, so you can do three trades or four if you have a boost left. But I've been out of boost for about 6 rounds now. um,
Got the boost, boys.
so I scored 2,382. Um, which saw my rank move up 74 spots. So I'm now ranked 902nd. So if I keep seeing green arrows, I'm going to be happy there.
And the difference there, it's like 130 points, but it's like a 200 rank difference between us.
Yeah,
Put around.
yeah. Now trades. So I'm doing two trades this week. That's going to leave me with nine trades for the rest of the season. Um, so what I've done, I've I've gone risky, Jack. I've gone risky.
I love it.
Um, I've gotten rid of Seamus Mitchell
Yeah.
and I've gotten rid of Harry Sheasel.
Ooh.
We were speaking a couple of weeks ago about Sheasel being a possible keeper. Um, what I've seen, his role is a bit all over the place. So it's not going to be just that half back where he gets his 30 touches and 100 super coach. He scored a 79 this week. I'm pretty sure it was a lower one last week, if not the week before that. Um, his break even's still gettable. I'm pretty sure it's 60s or 70s, so it's still a gettable break even. But for my team structure and my buy structure and trades going forward past this week, um, I've decided to get rid of him. So what I've done is I've brought in Eddie Ford as well because he's got to make 100k this week. Um, and
just a tiny 100k.
yeah, exactly. And I've gone Harry Sheasel to Darcy Cameron.
Oh, you're going on Cameron.
I am. So 129 break even, which look, he's probably going to lose maybe 10k, right? Or he's going to get it. So he had 60% game time in his first game back from injury. He had in the 80s this week and played 88 percent of CBAs. So he was the number one ruck. So there's no questions is Cox going to take um, a big chunk of that ruck pie. I think because Mick stays out, Cox has to stay down in the forward line. So with that and playing West Coast, we don't have a ruck. Um, I think we see Cameron improve, get close to that 100, and probably be 105 plus for the rest of the season. So um, I just think Cameron's going to out score Sheasel basically for the rest of the season. So that's why I've made the switch. Now, what that means is next week, or are you looking forward to next week? I've wrote it all down. Next week, I'll be getting rid of Ashcroft, Chincotta, and Will Day, and I'll be bringing in Lockie Neal, a rookie, and another primo, depending on how much money I have left over. So I'm looking at Caleb Sarong, our boy from last year. I'm looking at him. If not, I'll look elsewhere. But what that will do is that'll give me, if I look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 primos. So I'd almost be full primo. Um, I'll have Weddle and Humphreys, my only rookies on the field, um, which means I can get rid of them um, and hopefully be full primo by the round 15 bye. Um, but the big thing is, will I have enough trades to do all of that? So it's going to be a risky one, but hopefully I can get through it. Um, Quickly go through the break evens team. So the break evens scored 2,267. We had Sicily who scored 172, which was great. Captain on merit. Um, Anyone else go big? Taranto, and a few poor scores from Cogs, Liver, and we had James O'Donnell on field, which was not great. Um, Now we haven't actually spoke about trades yet because it's a bit of a tough one, but our overall rank is 12,056. So we've gone down um, a, li- a little bit, but hopefully we can get back up there. So, all right, that's said and done. Um, I think we'll go through some DPP players. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, why not?
We'll go through that
Why not?
before I quickly go through the VCMC. So I've got everyone up here. Most of them, if not all of them, you don't really care about. But there is one decent one there. So in order of club, Chase Jones is now a defender mid. He was a defender. Ed Kerno was a pure mid. He's now a mid forward. Zach Fisher was a forward. He's now a forward mid. Kennedy, that's Matthew Kennedy, was a midfielder, now defender mid. Billy Frampton was a defender, he's now a defense ruck. Ben Hobbs was a forward, he's now a mid forward. Xavier O'Halloran was a mid, now mid forward. Lockie Bramble was a defender, now defender mid. Harrison Petty was a defender, now he's defender forward. Dylan Williams was a forward, now he's defender forward. Riley Bonner was a defender, now defender mid. Darcy Byrne Jones was a defender, now he's defender forward. Ben Miller was a defender, now defender ruck. Xavier O'Neill was a mid, now he's mid tagger, now he's mid forward. Luke Edwards was a mid, now mid forward. Anthony Scott mid forward, and the big one coming out at 574k is Jack McRae was a mid, now mid forward. So as it stands, Jack McRae is the fourth highest averaging forward, um, because he has that DPP. So um, unfortunately, those who are hoping for Max Gorn, he finished on 34.9% of forward time, so it's zero point 0.1 away. And Sammy Walsh finished on 32.9, so they were pretty close there. Um, is there anyone there that interests you, Jack, or is it just really McRae and sort of?
Well, yeah, depending on how I go, I guess Chase Jones maybe one. He's been lighting it up for Adelaide this year, but I don't really want to be making another like risky pick, I guess
Yeah,
you can say. I've got three going at the moment, but it's just really tough price wise. I may have to go someone like a Chase Jones is cheaper, but obviously I think everyone would love to have a Jackson McRae in their team.
yeah, yeah. I think everyone's pretty irrelevant except for McRae there. Um, but it looks like he's going to go up 60K this week. So you need to get him this week. I, I'd say so. Now we'll go through VCCs quickly. So on Friday, Melbourne play Carlton. I'd say Petrarca is a big one. He's my VC. Still no Oliver. Oliver out for one more week, it looks like. So he's the main guy. And Carlton don't really tag because they don't really do anything on the football field. Um, I'd like Max Gorn against Carlton as a smoky there. On the Saturday, Port versus Hawks, you can go Rosie or a Butters. Um, with Sicily out, I don't think you go anyone for Hawthorn. West Coast versus Collingwood, I'd be going Nick Dacos or possibly Jordan De Goey, who went big last week. Bulldogs, Geelong, you can go English because there's no really um, decent ruck for Geelong. Um, and I think everyone's going to lean towards Bont, but I like Liver over Bont this week. So it's a potential there. Gold Coast, Adelaide. Um, Dawson would be one. Rory Laird, if he plays, he's currently suspended, but they're going to be appealing. For Gold Coast, I like Matt Rowell, but he's really the only one I would go there. GWS versus Richmond. Toronto, as Jack said, is a sneaky one. For GWS, I like Josh Kelly in this one.
Josh Kelly's not playing.
He's not, is he? All right. Then I probably wouldn't go anyone. Sorry, I forgot he was out with a hamstring. Um, Cogs is a 50-50. Will he go low? Will he go high? Um, does Tom Green go big? Probably not.
Tom
Um,
Green probably sits on Taranto.
yeah, and they just battle it out for who can get the most possessions and miss the most targets. And last game, Essendon versus North. Obviously, Merit. Um, I wouldn't mind a Redmond or a Wrigley to be a really smoky pick. And for North Melbourne, I'd probably just go Zeeble if you want to go really risky. He's one that I like because if he doesn't go big, the next highest score is going to be Eddie Ford. So, um,
Eddie Ford, captain, get it done.
so yeah, me personally, I'm going Petrarca into Merit. And you said yours earlier, Jack. You said Dacos into Toronto, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, nice. All right, let's move on. All right, so Jack, I want to talk a little bit about the buys. Um, Mainly this buy coming up because you'll be able to see who's playing, who's not. So just go through how many primos. Well, first say how many players will but selection. How many players are you looking to have this week for the first buy round? And how many of those are primos?
So how many I could have depending on selection?
Yeah.
So that would mean like a Chincotta who looks like could get a call up count.
Um, I'd say no, but put it in as a possible. So those that played last week that play again,
Okay.
and then you can have your these are up for selection, so that'll equal whatever, and then how many primos you have playing this week.
So players who played this week, I've got 20, including Laird.
Okay, yep,
So depending if Laird gets off or not.
yep,
Primos, I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 and 16 if Harry Sheasel's a primo.
yep. Okay, yeah, I'd probably still class him as a primo. I'd do the same for Will Day at 457. He's more primo than
Yeah,
he is anything. So 20 playing from last week with 15 of those primo,
16.
16 primo, and obviously you mentioned Chincotta.
Chincotta, Constable, uh, possible ins this week. They've made a name for themselves to get in.
Yeah, awesome. So you're looking at 22 possibly with 16 of them being primo. So you're actually in good stead for this week. It is one of
Well,
the easier buys. Um,
16 primos, then I've got Humphrey and Baker who are mid price as well.
yeah,
I guess you can say now.
yeah. Okay, nice. Well, there, that's good. So you should probably have a good week because you'll be able to loophole some players in. Um, how many primos do you have not playing? That's what I've got.
I have 3.
Three. Okay, there you go. Dunkley, Golden.
Marshall, Dunkley, Gordon.
Yep, nice, nice. Well, you might see a big jump in ranks, possibly if they all perform.
Depends how many fucking players go. I've got Will Powell, Baker, Ridley, Anderson that I'm sweating on.
Yeah, nice. So my team, I've got 18 playing from last week, um, with the possibility of Chincotta and Constable. Of those primos, I got 4, 6, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 of my 20 are primos. That's including Will Day and including Rory Laird. Um, and I have one, two, three, four primos out this week. So Sinclair, Marshall Dunkley, and Golden as well. So um, I I should be okay. Even if Led is out, I suspect Chincona or Cottesville, one of those will play. So I'll have 18 no matter what. Unfortunately, I just don't have that flexibility that you have this week, which is good by you. So good shit there.
Oh, I didn't even know until I saw. But I'm pretty sure my last buy, I think it is with Collingwood and Essendon, and that I'm ruined.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty stuffed as well.
I think that's the hardest one, but
So I'll have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I'm going to have 15 playing players, it looks like at the moment. Um, Chincotta should be gone by then, so that could be 16. And Eddie Ford will be gone by then, so that should be 17. So it's actually not looking too bad. Hopefully, a Constable or a Chesser, or maybe even a Sam Sturt play, so I can get that 18 on field. So, what are your thoughts on the buys? Are you hoping to make up some ground, or do you think your team's just got to stagnate just because the buys themselves?
um, I'm hoping for an increase, especially this week and next week. I'm pretty good.
Yep,
Um, so I'm hoping my risky, I guess you could say risky, but like had to go risky picks pull up for me because if they do, I reckon I can have a big jump. But I'm more worried about the last week. I'm pretty sure I'm screwed at the moment, so more hoping I don't drop as much then,
yep,
and hopefully because last year I was killing it till this point, then it went downhill.
yep,
This year I've struggled to this point. I'm hoping I can make a late comeback and get to where I wanted, which is around that 10K mark, which is a massive jump. But even if I can get to around 15K now, which is half, like more than half of my rank now, I'd say I've had a successful second half of the season.
yeah, and that's the big thing for me. Obviously ranked 902nd to be able to push, top 500, top 400. Um, the buys are crucial. So um, I haven't done any buy planning. I sort of looked at a few players, um, in the last couple of weeks, but I know a lot of people have from round one put in, players that they want and brought in players for that reason. Um, I started to do that at the start, but then we had all the injuries and stuff, so it was more who's the better value option. That's sort of how that's this season has gone. Picking the value and hopefully the buys work themselves out. Um, yeah, well, it's the buys, so it's gonna be frustrating, but hopefully we can get through with some green arrows. So, um, all right, mate. I think we'll move straight to the Aiden Bonner Club if you're ready.
I'm always ready for the Aiden Bonner Club. Um, just did you want me to mention last week as well or no?
Um, no, so if you didn't obviously hear or see from us on our Twitter is the post. So it's all in there. The very last bit of the thread is the Aiden Bonner Club. So if you are interested and invested in the Aiden Bonner Club, make sure you go to our Twitter, give us a follow, and check out that post. But Jack, I reckon we just go from this week because I don't think the leaderboard really changed last week. So um, off you go, mate.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start with it was like a couple of weeks ago. I guess you can say big scores for one, two, and three this week, like we had 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So with one vote, it's going to take me about 10 minutes to get through this, just because of his name. In 86 minutes and 4 seconds, he had 10 super coach points. He
Jeez.
um he looks like a burger. He doesn't run like a burger. He runs like bloody lightning. He comes from the Essendon Football Club,
uh,
and his name is Anthony MacDonald Tipungwuti.
I did see that on fan footy that he was given the burger, and there was a big thing um, about it. Was it a bit harsh? But I'm going to stay away from that because I don't want anything. So
I
big
don't want no drama, but
big shout out to Tipper for scoring 10. Was it
10 tippers joined the club.
good
It
tip?
was crazy because pretty sure there's 4 or 5 names with zeros, ones, threes, fours, but they all played under 10 minutes.
Yeah,
They were all injured.
bastards.
And in second place, I got a bit excited.
Ooh,
Um, but it was false excitement. It's just another name to the list with this football club. In 37 minutes and 38 seconds, with 8 Supercoach points from the team that we've been waiting to hear for the last 4 odd weeks, the West Coast Eagles. we have a man by the name of Luke Edwards. Has not appeared yet. Sadly, I looked at the votes about 10 times through to make sure I haven't missed his name. Because there's about 50 Eagles players on here, but he hasn't made the list until now.
With a solid 8 super coach. Things you love to
That's
see.
usually, if we're looking at this, last week one vote was 7.
Yeah.
And this week, with 3 votes, with 7 Supercoach points in 26 minutes and 35 seconds, just making it from the Melbourne Football Club.
All the
We were
D's.
talking about him last week, saying he's a gun footballer, and he's come and gone, boys, hold my beer. James Jordan has joined the Aidan Bonner Club with
Oh
3 votes.
no, not James Jordan.
He was sub and he just got over the mark. So I'm guessing he must have been subbed at 3/4 time and just played the whole quarter.
Ah, we were talking about him the other day at how he's an absolute gun, and he probably should look for a different club
He,
because he play in a lot of teams.
yes, but he's got the 3 votes this week. Like I said, it's funny. Last week, 1 vote with 7 Supercoach. This week, it's 3 votes.
Jeez, yeah,
So I
what?
guess Nick Haynes can be happy that he got concussed the week before.
Yes, yes.
Um, Going to the leaderboard, obviously with those scores, the leaderboard has not changed. Quickly just go through that. In third spot with 3 votes, we have from the Collingwood Football Club, Daniel McStay, even
Still
though
in
he's
there.
staying out of the squad at the moment with injury.
Yeah.
In second place, we got Riley Garcia and Tyler Sonzi with -6 and 3 votes, which look out. Tyler Sonzi's a big chance to be in this week. He might jump to number one. And in number one, who also has a chance to play this week, on -12, Supercoach and 3 votes, Noah Cumberland.
If he plays, Jesus.
If they both play, they could be first and second outright.
Yeah, that's definitely not been beaten. Also, Jack, breaking news. Rory Laird has been successful at the tribunal and he is playing this week.
Love
Um,
to see it.
that's just come through now. Um,
Love to see it. Thank you, whatever your name is at the match review office or tribunal. The $50 must have gotten to you.
so that's things you love to see.
Things we love to see.
Just got to tweet that out now. You heard it here first, but that first isn't until probably tomorrow. So, got to tweet that out now. All right. I think that's going to do us, Jack. What do you think?
Yeah, I've just got one thing to say.
Yes.
Um, Tomorrow night slash tonight, because it'll be out probably tomorrow. We've got the mid-season draft, so
Yes.
potential 102k players that we could be bringing into our side. There's a apparently 17 selections, which I'm pretty sure is the biggest so far.
Yep.
So we've got approximately 17 names if everyone takes someone to look at, and we've got 6 former AFL players along the list, including Quinton Narkle and Marty Hall, probably the biggest two there.
And Jack
Um,
Nation.
could be could be the best
Yeah.
sneaky picks that we could downgrade to and practically keep in our squads for the rest of the year. Especially Narkle and Hall, if they get consistent game times, we know they can score well.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I forgot that was on. So thank God you're here.
I only knew about it because I saw it about 30 minutes ago.
Nice,
Like,
nice.
don't forget to tune in at 7:45 for the mid-season draft and all these things about Richmond getting picked 4, and I'm there like, hopefully we take Narkle now. We've been rumored around
Possibly,
him for
yeah.
about 10 weeks.
Yeah, you were big on him in preseason, but you signed that forward.
Brad Key.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I think that's got to do us. So thank you all for watching and listening on YouTube and Apple Podcast. Don't forget you can find us on Twitter at Breakevens Pod. Give us a follow over there, and on YouTube on the road to 200 subs. So search the Breakevens, you'll find our logo and all our content. Okay, we're on Facebook. Search the Breakevens again. It's a page. That's where we post everything. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you give us a follow and a like. And we're on Twitch. We're about to go hop off this and go stream some FIFA Pro Clubs. So every Tuesday at 9 o'clock to 10:30, and every Sunday from about 8 o'clock to 10:30 is when we will be streaming. There might be a few in between depending on our personal lives and situations there. So yeah, that's going to do us. So good luck in the first bye round, and until next week, it's bye for now.
See ya.